Okay, so we'll start with question number 1. Given that probability A equals 0.37, probability B equals 0.63, and probability A union B is 0.77, find the probability A intersection B. So, what's the formula you use, children? First one, part A. How do you find the probability of A intersection B? Yeah, now you guys have to give me ideas. You guys have to talk.
Probability A plus probability B minus
Okay.
probability of A union B.
So it's the addition rule, right? Probability A union B. You have learned this rule in sets. So this is A union B is probability A plus probability B minus probability A intersection B, right? So put the values, children. A union B is 0.77. Probability of A is 0.37. Probability B is 0.63. Probability A intersection B is what you want to find. Can you all make it the subject and tell me the answer? So I want people to tell me answers quickly. How much is it? How much is it? 0.37?
0.23.
0.2. Okay. Can the others also confirm? So there are many other people in the class. Please confirm. The chat is there. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I have few confirmations. Okay. Part B, children, probability A dash given B dash. Okay. How do we get the probability A dash given B dash? So first of all, this is conditional probability and you have to open the bracket. How do you open the bracket? How do you open the conditional probability? So we have a rule. We have a method of opening it, right? So what's the method of opening? A dash, can you remember? Intersection B dash over what? Probability of the given
B
one,
dash.
the B dash. The given one is the B dash. So B dash. You have to remember the rules. You really need to remember the rules. Okay, so A dash is
Teacher, may
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So how do we get the probability of A dash intersection B dash, children? Actually, for this, kind of like having an idea of the how do we get the probability of A dash intersection B dash? Yeah. A dash intersection B dash. So if, yeah. Venn diagram, actually they have told you to draw in part D, but actually having in your head kind of the idea of the Venn diagram is kind of good here because A dash intersection B dash means what? Now this is circle B. So, you have to take the region that is common to A dash and common to B dash. What's the region common to both A dash and B dash? This is circle A, this is circle B. Let's say I'm naming the regions 1, 2, 3, 4. So what are the regions that you get for A dash? A dash means the regions coming outside of A. What are the regions coming outside of A? 3, 4.
3 and 4.
Okay, and what are the regions coming outside of B? B dash? 1 and 4. Okay, and then what I need is, I need the, the intersection. So what is the intersection? 3, 4, 1, 2. Intersection means the common one, 4. So region 4 means I basically need this outside region. So can you tell me a quick way to get this outside region?
1 minus 0.77.
1 minus, look, A union B probability is given, right? A union B is 0.77. Can you all see, children? A union B is region 1, 2, 3. All of these three is 0.77, which means A dash intersection B dash is 1 minus 0.77. Is there anyone in the class who can't understand that? A union B refers to all these three regions. That is 0.77. So region number 4 is the outside one. So just 1 minus the 0.77. Okay. And then probability of B dash. Of course, probability of B dash. How do you get the probability of B dash? Easily.
Without B, right?
Without B, right? So do we know the probability of B? Yes. Probability of B is
0.63.
So 1 minus the probability of B is 0.63. So get the answer. First tell me the fraction answer, then tell me the decimal. First tell me the fraction answer, then tell me the decimal. How much?
23 over 37 is the fraction.
23 over 37 is the fraction, and then decimal 0.
You
It's a
should write
recurring
both.
decimal. Yes, that is a decimal. Yes.
Okay, so that's the answer. Then next one, the events A and C are independent events, and the events B and C are mutually exclusive events. Find A intersection C. Okay, so independent events and mutually exclusive events. Do you remember? If two events are independent, what's the rule for independent events? They say A and C are independent. For independent events A and C, what's the rule it follows? So there is a special rule that you follow when your events are independent. What is that? A, can you all tell me? A and C are independent. What's the rule that you follow for independent events? Talk with me, children.
A intersection C is
A intersection C,
equals probability of A into probability of C.
probability of A into probability of C. If two events, I mean, you might have heard of events A, B. If two events A and B are independent, then probability A intersection B is PA into PB. So likewise A and C. So if the two events are A and C, then A intersection C is probability A times probability of C. Okay. So then what do we have here? Probability A intersection C is, I mean, what are we doing here? We are trying to find the A intersection C, right? So we know the probability of A that is given in the question. Probability A is 0.37. Probability C is
0.2.
0.2. It's given. So multiplying this out, how much is the answer?
0.074.
0.074. Okay, then the next one, draw a Venn, and then they say B and C are mutually exclusive. So what do you mean when two events are mutually exclusive? Two events are mutually exclusive. What does it mean?
B union C is equal to
Yeah.
probability of B and probability plus probability of C, right?
Yeah. So what you're saying is technically correct, but I mean, if you can say it in more simpler terms, if two events are mutually exclusive, what's the main thing that's happening now? If two events are mutually exclusive, if two events are mutually exclusive, children, they don't do they meet? Is there a common thing?
There is no intersection.
The circles are separately there. The circles don't intersect. Okay. So if now they are just saying that information. I think that information is required not for part C. That information is required for part D when you are drawing the Venn diagram. Okay, so let's draw the Venn diagram. So when you are drawing the Venn diagram, your Venn diagram consists of how many circles now? You have to draw your Venn diagram.
Three Venn diagram.
Three
Three circles,
circles.
right?
And how do you draw your three circles? Do you have to draw it in the way that all the three circles intersect like this? Do we need to draw that?
No, it should be straight line,
depends.
right?
Yeah, you only need to make, I mean, you know, definitely circle B and what? Circle C.
A are intersect.
Yeah.
B and A are intersect.
Yeah, circle B and C don't intersect, which means circle A can be in the middle. So keep circle A in the middle, keep circle B and C on the other two corners because BC doesn't meet. Understood? So circle A can stay in the middle. This is circle A. B and C can stay on either corner. So name them circle B, circle C. So A, B, C. Okay, now your task is when they ask you to draw the Venn diagram, by drawing the Venn diagram, what do they expect you all to do? Draw the Venn diagram, and they have said to illustrate events A, B, C and the probabilities for each region. So you have to give the probabilities for each and every region. Okay, so shall we start? What are the probabilities that we know to this point? What are the probabilities that we have found? Yeah, A intersection B probability is known. How much? Actually, you know what?
0.23.
Let's mark the big, let's mark the big probabilities. Probability A is how much? Probability A is 0.37. You know the big
0.37.
So let's mark it on top of the circle. Now probability A is 0.37
Yeah.
means the total of circles.
Either that
0.3.
3. Yeah, it depends on the intersection point too, right?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm going to mark all the probabilities on the top of the circle, like the full value.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so probability B is how much? Do we know the full value? Yes, probability of B. So the entire circle B is 0.63. So mark it on top, 0.63. And then circle C, they have given, right? Circle C is how much? 0.2. Okay, so now let's go for the intersections. So what are the intersections that we have found? A intersection B is found right here. The region common to A and B is how much? 0.23. Do you guys agree? 0.23. What else do we know? A intersection C is also found. A intersection
Yeah.
C is 0.074. My diagram is too small. Okay. So now, children, all you have to do is find the remaining regions. So if I give these regions some numbers, giving some numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so how do I find the value of region 1?
0.63 minus 0.23.
0.63 minus 0.23. The whole circle adds up to 0.63. Can you all subtract and tell me the answer for region 1? 0.6.
0.4.
0.4. And then the answer 0.63 minus 0.23. 0.4, right? And then region number 3, Pata, how do you get region number 3? You can see circle A to region
0.37 minus those two intersections.
These three add up to give you 0.37. So what you do is 0.23 and 0.074. You need to subtract it from 0.37. How much is the answer? What's the
Yeah.
answer?
0.066.
0.046. Check.
It's 66, right?
0.066, right? I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
Send the answers on the chat. 0.066. Be careful. Don't make careless mistakes. I think you need to draw your diagram a little bit bigger. As you can see, I'm having trouble to find right over here. Okay. Number
Region
5.
5 is 0.126.
Yeah. So how do you get that value? 0.2. You subtract from 0.074. How much is it?
0.126.
How much?
0.126.
126. Why check from the card? 0.126, and then you also have, you are not done yet because you have to give all the region.
Outside.
The outside region also must be found, which means you have to region all these 6 regions and have to give you 1. So you add everything. Take it out. So 0.4 plus 0.23 plus 0.066 plus 0.074 plus 0.126. You add everything and you subtract it from 1. Or you can be a little bit smart. You can take the entire circle A as 0.37 and add with region 1 and region 5. 0.37 is covering 3 people in advance. 0.37 plus 0.4 plus 0.126. It covers everything. And then from that you subtract it from 1. How much is region 6? 0.10. That's the answer I have on the chat as well. Yeah, correct, right? Okay, so that's the answer for part D, right? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Then you gave all of that. Then the next one, part E, find the probability A given B union C dash. Okay, the probability A given B union C dash. Let's get that. Part E. Probability A given B union C dash. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is what? Of course, you have to open this. It's conditional probability. So when you open, how do you open? Probability A. The given that, when the given that is there, you open it as what? Intersection, right? Probability A intersection B union C dash divided by probability of what? Probability of the given that part, right? So B union C dash. Is that okay, children? Can you all confirm with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So now the task is what? You have to use all these regions and try to find this. So shall we try to find it? Okay, let's try to find what is, so I'll write in a corner, A intersection, okay, B union C dash. So I think the first thing, yeah, better to get who is B union C dash. Before I go into anyone else, let's find who is B union C dash. So first we will get B union C, isn't it? Then dash we can look into it later. Okay, what are the regions that you get for circle B? Circle B, what are the regions you get for circle B?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. What are the regions you get for circle C?
4, 5.
4 and 5. For circle C, 4 and 5. So you know we are taking here union, right? So union does not need to be common. So everyone comes. So take everyone. What is everyone? You get region 1, region 2, region 4, region 5. So this is B union C. However, is that what I want? No, I want the dash of that.
Not.
The dash of that
Yeah.
means I don't want 1, 2, 4, 5. So what are the remaining regions?
3 and 6, right?
3 and 6. So B union C dash is region 3 and 6. Is that clear with everyone? B union C dash includes the regions 3 and 6. Okay, so now that I have to take the what? I have to take A common with B union C dash. Are you with me? Yes. So now what are the regions that you get for
Yeah.
A? What are the regions you get for A?
2, 3, 4.
2, 3,
2, 3, 4. Okay. And what are the regions you get for B union C dash? We found it.
3 and 6.
3 and 6. 3 and 6 were the answers. So it's a
Then 3 is common.
So intersection is a common thing. So 3 is common. 3 is common. So on top it should be region 3. At the bottom B union C dash we found regions 3 and 6. Okay. So write the answer. Region 3 is 0.066 divided by at the bottom B union C dash is region 3 plus region 6 0.066 plus 0.104. How much is the answer, children? How much is the answer, children?
Fraction I can say
Yeah.
33 over 85.
33 over 85. Decimal answer.
0.388. Yeah.
3882. 0.3882. Okay. Okay. A biased coin has probability 0.4 of showing a head. So a biased coin means it's not fair. Okay, because a fair coin is half. A biased coin 0.4 0.4 for head means obviously 0.6 for tail. Okay. So in an experiment, the coin is spun until a head appears. Now you all need to know this is the game question, children. So in this question, you really need to read the question at least I think 2 times and understand what are they saying. In an experiment, the coin is spun until a head appears. If a head has not appeared after 4 spins, the coin is not spun again. The random variable x represents the number of times the coin is spun. So this is important. What is this? The random variable x represents the number of times the coin is spun. Okay. So they are asking, for example, x equal 3. So what does x equal 3 mean? So x equal 3 means you have spun the coin 3 times. So how do you spun the coin? How do you spin it 3 times? First you get what? No,
First tails.
tail,
First tails.
again tail,
Again tails, then head.
and third time you get a head. That's how you get x equal 3. Okay, so they are saying here, so for example, x equal 3, if the first 2 spins do not show a head, but the third spin does show a head. So immediately the moment you get a head, your game is over. Okay, so imagine you spin the coin once and immediately you get head spin, immediately game is over. Okay, so then they say the coin would not be spun a 4th time. I mean, now they're saying, however, there is a limit to this. Now, sometimes you might be spinning and you might not get a head at all. So that is, in that case, the maximum we are going to go is how many spins? Anyway, yeah,
4 times.
maximum 4. We are not going to go more than 4. So even
More
if
than 4.
4 times you get tails, even if all the 4 times you get tails, that's it. Game is over. Okay. So the coin would
Yeah.
okay. Anyway, they are saying here once you get the head, the coin would not then be spun the 4th time if the coin has already shown a head. Okay, show that the probability x equal 3. So let's do this, Pudha. How do you show the probability x equal 3? Yeah, how do you get x equal 3? You first get tails, and head. So
Head.
what's the probability of a tail? 0.6.
0.6.
0.4, and tail is 0.6. So 0.6 into 0.6 into 0.4. So multiply it out.
0.144.
0.144. 144. Exactly. Show that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to take my cal. Okay. 0.144, you get the show there. Okay, then the next one, children. Part B, the table gives the probability distribution, the probability distribution of X. So what do you mean by probability distribution? The probability distribution gives the respective values of X and its respective probabilities. Okay, are you with me? Now in this table, they have filled the value for X equal to the probability is 0.144. Can you see it's filled? And then X
Yeah.
equal to also they have filled. How, I mean, X equal to, how do you get X equal to? I'm just asking you. How have they got X equal to probability? By calculating? I mean, how do you get the 0.24 probability from this?
Tails into
First
heads.
you get tail, then you get a head. That's how you start
Head,
writing.
yeah.
So tail head. So 0.6 into 0.4 is 0.24. That's correct. Okay, so let's fill this table. How do you get only one spin? You have to
First
initially.
try you get a head.
First try, yeah, first try you get it.
So then how much is the answer?
0.94.
0.4. Okay, so that answer is 0.4. Then children, to fill this fourth one, to get the probability X equals 4. Okay, so there are two ways of doing this. Okay, so the easiest way to fill this is what? What is the easiest way to
Losing.
fill this?
Oh, 1 minus all of them, right?
Yeah.
It's the probability table. Total probability must always add up to 1.
One.
So the easiest way, I think, is to you add all these guys and subtract 1 from 1. Or else, if you are a little bit of a person who wants to do things like, you know, to check it out, you could actually see how do you get 4. How do you actually, just asking you, how do you actually get 4? You get
You lose
Tails
tails,
and heads.
and a head.
heads.
And
Yeah.
tails.
Is
Tails
that
for
the only
tails.
way?
For tails.
Or
No,
you
you could be
also
4 tails.
Yeah.
all 4 tails, because you know if everything becomes tails also, you still stop at the 4th one. So there are
Yeah.
two branches here. So tail, head, and tail. So I think you can see there are 2 branches, which means each branch probability must be found, and then you have to add it. Okay, so I think that's a little bit longer way. This method is adding everything and subtracting from one in the table is quite easy. So can you all add 0.4, 0.24, 0.144 and subtract it from 1 and tell me the answer? 0.216, is that correct?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, 0.216. Okay. Then they are saying part B1, write down the value of probability X equal 1. Okay, so we've done that, right? B part 1, that's the answer. Probability X equal 1 is 0.4. Find the probability X equal 4, done. 0.216, that's also done. Find EX. Okay, children, so part C, EX expectation is what? Sigma X, you have to multiply with the probability. You multiply the X value with its respective probability and you keep on adding, right? So the first X value is 1, multiply with the probability value 0.4. Then the next X value plus, you write plus, the next X value 2, you multiply with its respective probability 0.24. Okay? Then plus 3, the next X value you multiply with its probability 0.144. Plus the X value is 4, multiply with the probability 0.216. Can you all tell me the answer? How much is it?
2.176.
2.176. Can someone also confirm another answer? Okay, I have one answer. Chat.
Yeah, it's correct. Is it?
Okay. Then Yx, children. Part D. Yx, how do we calculate? What's the formula for Yx? Yx is Ex square minus Ex
whole
whole
thing
thing
square.
square. So you need to remember these formulas. Ex square minus Ex whole thing square. So let's get the value of Ex square. Ex square value, how do you get it? Summation of X square times the probability. You take the, not the X value, you take the X square value and you multiply with the probability. So X value is 1, so X square is 1 square, multiply with the probability 0.4. Can you see? The X value you should square and multiply with the probability. So next X value 2, so square it. 2 square, you multiply with 0.24. Next X value 3, so you take 3 square, you multiply with 0.144. The next value is 4 square, you multiply with 0.216. And give me the answer for Ex square, children. How much is it? Type everything in the cal and give me the answer quickly.
$6.112.
6.112, is that okay? I have a confirmation on the chat also. 6.112. Have two answers of it. Yes. 6.112. However, we are not done. Our task is to find what? Variance x. So how do you find variance x? Variance x is ex square minus the mean square. So ex square is 6.112. Subtracting from the mean, your ex is 2.176 children. So can you all subtract this and tell me the answer? 6.112 minus 2.176 whole thing square. How much is that exact answer for that? 1.377. Tell me the answer.
1.377024.
I mean, you get a bigger answer, right?
Yeah.
Is it a fraction answer, first of all? Is
No.
No, you can't make it a fraction. Okay. 1.377. Yeah.
024.
024. That's the full answer.
Yeah.
So then we can write 1.377. Okay. So I think those parts are easy. I mean, understanding the game is really important here. Okay, then the next one, the random variable h represents the number of heads obtained when the coin is spun in the experiment. Okay, I'm going to the next part. The random variable h. Now we are changing the variable. What was the earlier variable? What was the earlier variable we used in the sum? Earlier variable we used was x. X is the number of times the coin is spun. Now what are we doing? The random variable h represents the number of heads obtained when the coin is spun in the experiment. Okay. Explain why h can only take values 0 and 1 and find the probability distribution of h. Why can h take only values 0 and 1? Explain me that. Now, what does h mean? H means the number of heads you get in here, the number of heads you get in this experiment. Exactly right. So this experiment, I mean, the moment you get a head, you stop. So anyway, the maximum number of heads you get is 1. So h, the biggest value you get for h is 1. So is h equal 1 the only value that you can get? Very good. You can get 0 also. Do the others understand? I mean,
Yeah, tails.
Yeah, if you get 4 tails. So if you get tail, that means you don't get a single head. So h value is actually going to be 0. So then you can only get 2 values, 0 and 1. So, so you have to explain why h can only take 2 values, 0 and 1. So you write here the experiment. What they say? The coin is spun. We can say the coin is spun until the head appears, right? Until the head appears. Therefore, maximum number of heads is 1. That's the biggest you can do. And then how do you get h0? How do you get h equals 0? If you get no heads in all the 4 spins. If all 4 spins are tails, then h is equal to 0. Number of heads is 0. So that is the explanation. That's all. Like something simple, writing simple words. Okay. Okay. The next one, and we are not done actually. They are asking you to find what? Find the probability distribution. Probability distribution means what? Children? What do you mean by probability distribution? You have to write down the h value and the respective probability. A probability distribution means a table like this. You have to make a table. This is called a probability distribution. You have to give the respective the values and the respective probabilities. So what are the respective h values you have? So how many h values are there now? We know that the number of heads can be only either 0 and 1. So can you tell me how to get the probability? How to get the probability of 0 heads? How do you get the probability of 0 heads? Children, you all can hear me, right? Can you all hear me, by the way?
Yes, teacher, can hear.
So, I mean, how do you get the probability of 0 heads?
Are they using the same coin teaching
Four tails.
before one?
Yeah. What is it? That's
Are
correct.
they using the same coin as the before one?
Yeah. We're using the same coin as the before one. The
Okay,
same,
then,
we're using the same experiment. So in that same experiment, that's why I'm saying H is 1, because in here, when X is 1, that means you get a head. Immediately you stop. So here number of heads is 1. X is 2 means you get tail head. Anyway, you get only one head. X is 3 means you get 2 tails and 1 head, right? So anyway, you get only one head. And for X is 4 only, you have two options, either 3 tails and a head or 4 tails. So in this one also H is 1. But in this part, in this particular part, the number of heads is 0. Do you get it? So that's
Yes.
why there are two options. Anyway, so they're asking you to write here the probability distribution for the number of heads. Are you with me? The probability distribution for the number of heads means the values that H can take. So we know the number of heads can take a value between 0 and 1. Only those two values are there in this experiment, isn't it? Are you guys okay with what I'm saying? Talk with me and let me know the
Yes,
issues. So tell me how to get the probability of getting 0 heads. When do you get 0 heads in this experiment?
4 tails.
If you get
4 tails.
consistently 4 tails, if you get consistently 4 tails, that's the only way to get 0 heads, isn't it? I think you can. So that can easily be found. So what's the probability of getting 4 tails? The probability of a tail is 0.6.
0.
0.6
0.6.
into 0.6 into 0.6 into 0.6, which means 0.6 to the power of
4.
4. 0.6 to the power of 4 is how much?
0.1296.
0.1296. Okay, and then what's the probability of getting one tail? One head, sorry. What's the probability of getting one head?
1 minus 0.1.
The easiest thing to do is 1 minus. If you go do it manually, easy to do this manually. Because if you do it manually, you have to get this, each one. For getting one head when X is 1, getting one head when X is 2, getting one head when X is 3, and also getting one head when X is 4. It's very difficult. You have to get all these branches and add. Like there are 4 branches. Do you see? If you do it manually, 1, 2, 3, 4 branches to add when H is 1. Understood? So don't go do it manually. Best thing is you find H0 you found, just do 1 minus of them. That's the smart thing to do. What is the answer?
0.8704.
Okay, 0.8704. Okay, and then let's move to the next one. What are they saying the next one? Yeah. So write down the value of probability X equals 3 intersection H equals 0. Okay. So now to do a question like this, like something like part F children, you really need to get the relationship between the X variable and the H variable. Okay. So X and H. So X equal 3 means what? Part F. When they say X is 3, what do you mean by X is 3? The coin is spun 3 times. When is the coin spun 3 times? When do we spin
2
the
tails,
coin?
1 head.
You get tail, head. You get tail, head, right? That's the only way to get X equals 3. Do you agree with me? So when
Yeah.
X is 3, what's the H value? How many heads are there? H is the number
H1.
of H is 1. So they are asking to find the probability that X is 3 and number of heads is 0. So you are spinning the coin 3 times, but the number of heads is 0. Is that a possibility? You spin the coin 3 times means that you know the moment X is 3, you stop off, you get a head, right? So X equal 3 means you get tail, head. And then they say, do you have to get tail, head? And your number of heads is 0. Like, do you see the problem there? Is it making sense? So does that probability exist? Then the answer is
No, 0.
0. That probability doesn't exist. That cannot happen. That doesn't happen. If X is 3, then definitely H should be. If X is 3, then H should be 1. Can you all understand? If X is 3, then H has to be 1. H can't be 0. Because you don't have tail, and you don't stop. Tail, you don't stop. You go for another spin. You can't get X equal 3 because X is the number of times you spin. You don't stop with 3 tails and you don't stop. If this 3 tails, you will go for the 4th spin. Okay, so x equals 3 means we stop at 3 spins. To stop at 3 spins, you have to get a tail. You have to get a head. Okay, okay, so that probability is 0. That doesn't exist. Okay, then Roman number 1 is done. So this probability is 0. Okay, so you can just try the probability is 0. Roman number 2, part F, Roman number 2, x equals 4 and h is 1 and h is 0. Is that a possibility? So you are
Yeah,
spinning the tail.
only tails.
You spin. Now, you know, when x is 4, there are 2 parts. What are the 2 parts? You get 3 tails and a head, or you get 4 tails. These are the 2 options then, because you spin 4 times. These are the 2 ways. So in this part, your h is 1. Okay. In this part, your h is 1. In this part, your h is 0. So which part do we want? We want x to be 4 and h to be 0. So this part is correct, right? So the last one. So 4 tails. You get 4 tails. So get the probability of getting 4 tails. I think we have the answer, right? H is 0. 0.1296. So the answer for this is 0.1296. Can you all understand? The random variable s equal x plus h. Find the probability distribution of s. Okay. Let's do part G. Okay, so they are telling you the random variable s equal x plus h. Okay, so let's write first x here. So you have to make a small table here, children. Now these kinds of questions, it is easy depending on the way that you kind of present this thing to yourself. If you just read, it's very difficult. S equal x plus h, you will be like, what is x, what is s, what is h? Difficult, right? You have that come, it's difficult. So what you do is, now you take it one by one. Now what are the x values we have? Make a table. What are the x values we have, children?
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Make a table. Make a table. X values are, you have x value 1, you have x value 2, you have x value 3, you have x value 4, right? So when x is 1, make a table. That's the best way to go here. When x is 1, what does it mean? Immediately you have what? To get one spin means
Head.
what? Directly a head, right? Yes. Okay, so then now the next column is h. Try the next column h. So what is the h value? When x is 1, what's the h value? H is 1 or 0? Number of heads?
1.
1. When x is 2, how do you get x equal to? Tail and a head.
Head.
So tail and head, right? That's how you get x equal to, isn't it? So what's the number of heads? H value is?
1.
Value is 1. Are you with me? Next one. How do you get x value of 3? 2 tails and a head.
Tails, head.
Tail and head. Tail and head. So what's the number of heads?
1.
1. The number of heads is 1. Okay, now in the 4th one, you have a little bit of a problem, right? When x equals 4, do you remember there are how many parts? There are 2 parts. So when
Two
x
parts.
equals 4, there are 2 parts. So I will write it in here in two lines. Okay, I'm breaking x equals 4 into 2 lines. I think you understand why I break it into 2 lines, right? X equals 4, because there are 2 ways to get x equals 4. What is that? Tail, head. Other one?
And 4 tails.
And 4 tails, right? So when x is 4, and if you go in the path tail, head, how many heads are there?
1.
If you go in the path tail, how many heads are there?
0.
0.
So now you made this table, XH table is made. So now, what do we want? They say S equals X plus H. So write the table S. Make table for S. And now write S equal. Complete the table. So X plus H is how much now? First one, first row. 2.
2.
H is 2. Next one, 3.
3.
4.
5.
5. 4. So you have to make now what to they not this table is not what you need, but the probability distribution. Probability distribution means you have to give each S value with its respective probability. Okay, so what are the S values? So what are the S values? Make a table. You have to give the S value and the respective probability. That's called a probability distribution. So what is the S value? S values are
2, 3,
2, 3, 4,
4, 5.
5. Are you writing another 4?
No.
4, 5. Are you writing another 4? No, because if 4 is already there, you don't have to repeat it. Right? So if the values are repeated, the probabilities of those parts must be added. Okay, so S equal to, when do you get the value S equal to? How do you get the value S equal to? S is 2 when? S is 2 in what path? When you get?
One head.
One head.
S is 2 when you get one head. So one
Yeah.
head, what's the probability of one head? Probability of a head.
0.4.
0.4. The probability of a head is 0.4. S is 2. S, you get S equal to when you get one head. Then X is 1, H is 1. We don't care about that now. The event that led for S to be 2 is because you got one head immediately. So one head means probability is 0.4, right? Next one with the S is 3. What's the event that leads S to be 3? Tail head, right? So tail head, right? The probability tail head. What's the probability tail into head? 0 point, tail is 0.6.
Into
Into head is
0.4.
0.4. How much?
0.24.
0.24. Understood? Okay, so I think it's better to not write like this. Inside we'll write the answer only. We will do the calculation here. This probability will get the probability calculation here. Better to extend this table and then write, isn't it? This one is 0.6 into 0.4. Children, next one, S value 4. How do you get S value 4? Tail, head. Can you see here? I have written here tail, head, tail 0.6, tail 0.6, head 0.4. How much is that answer? Actually, you shouldn't write that answer because why? 4 is coming in how many places? 2 places.
We can find 5 and minus from 1, right?
Sorry,
The
Buddha?
whole thing. To find 4, we can find the fifth one.
Yeah. Or else you
And
could
then
do
we-
this and add everything and see whether you get one. If you get one, you know that you got everything correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to check whether I got everything correctly. You know what? That if you go to the exam with that level of confidence, then you are really good. Okay, tell me the answer for x equals 4 here. This answer here, 0.6 into 0.6 into 0.4 is how much?
0.144.
Okay, and then you know when x equals 4, there are two branches. This other last one also is s equals 4. Get me this probability also t. So that is 0.6, or that is in other words 0.6 to the power 4. This also has S value 4. How much is
0.1296.
0.1296. So now to get the answer, what should you do? To get S equal 4, what should you do? You have to add these two
Add.
values. Understood?
Yeah.
Those two values and tell me. 0.144. Add with 0.1296. How much is it?
0.2736.
2736. 2736. Right. Last one. X equals 5. So I know that you can actually, find 3 columns and subtract from 1 and do. You can do like that in the exam. In an event, you are, constrained for time. So T is 0.6, 0.6 into 0.4. How much is it? I'm going to do it manually and then check whether my table becomes 1. Okay.
0.0864.
0.0864.
64. Yeah.
Okay, so multiplying this. Now what you can do is, since we found all the probabilities individually, you could add everything in the cal and see whether it becomes 1. If it becomes 1, then you know you have done this perfectly correctly. But if it doesn't become 1, then you have done it, then there is something wrong.
It becomes 1.
Okay, yeah, 0.2736. Okay, so actually in the exam, children, 0.0864. So you can see here it becomes 1. Okay, so actually, in the exam, now if I were you, what I would do is I would get the probability for S2, S3, and S5. And because these 3 are easy to find, 2, 3, 5, because 4 requires 2 branches, you find 2, 3, 5, and then add those 3 answers, 1 minus to get this. Okay, depending on whether you have found everything correct. So all those methods are there, or else you could, if you are confident and if you understand the question like 100%, you could find everything and just type and see. If you get 1, then this surely correct. Okay. So that is the end of the 2017 June IAL question. That was question number 6. That was the